May 5th, 1919. What am I saying? 2024. I was thinking 1954 because actually it is my mom's birthday, so happy birthday, Mom. Hope you're doing well today. But, anyways, this is day 3 of these daily cat streams. Right now, I'm just kind of hanging out with Rosemary, who's gently, pleasantly sleeping. I'm going to start that poll. Need any cat advice? Question mark. We'll start her up. Oh, it's a big stretch, Rosemary. So these lives are for 1 hour. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, but approximately 1 hour's worth. Hello there, 351 Cleveland. I hope you are doing well today on this Sunday out in North Carolina. This Sunday rainy afternoon, kind of a soggy day out here for us. Give you a kind of an outside shot here. It's green, which is cool, but definitely getting green out there today. But it's a bit soggy. I think out here in North Carolina, we're supposed to have some rain over the next several days still. But I said, hope you're doing well. I'm just kind of hanging out with Rosemary, starting off here this afternoon. We're have a bit of a grooming session going on at the moment, as you can see. Hello there, Tranquil. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, Tranquil, like I was telling 351 Cleveland here, got some rain going on. I'll probably be out on the screen porch sometime during this live. Can't say for sure, though, of course, but definitely a greening up out there with all that rain and everything, which is a good thing. Oh, I hope all your stuff at the store, I think you went to the town yesterday, Tranquil. Hopefully everything went well with that. No craziness or anything like that going on, because sometimes people can be a bit crazy from time to time when it comes to, being out in public for sure. Oh, got to be careful with what Rosemary's doing here. I don't want any, nope. Tranquil, you were literally walking to the car to leave yesterday. Well, got some cat business going on right now. So we'll kind of be a little, there we go. You just finished where you are, down there in Louisiana, Tranquil? Cool. Maybe we got some of that rain out there in the west going to the east. But I can definitely, I don't know about you, Tranquil, with your cats when it rains, everybody gets even more lazy than normal. 351 Cleveland, I don't know if you have any kitties or doggies. Let us know in the chat if you want to. But our kitties, when it starts to rain and it's cloudy and gloomy, they all just want to sleep. They want to sleep even more than normal, I should say. They definitely want to sleep, but it's just one of them lazy afternoons. All right, 351 Cleveland, you have a pit bull and you have 3 cats. Nice. Hopefully all is well with the pit bull and the 3 kitties. Hello there, Cool Gamer. Now, just reading the little chat thing here, my poll that I put up, does anybody need any cat advice? So far I got one person saying yes and one person saying no. So if you happen to vote, and if you voted yes, then put what your question is in the chat, and it'll be helpful. And then hopefully I can perhaps help you. Tranquil, all of your kitties are sleeping. Yeah, I think most of our group, I want to say I think they're sleeping also. So, but we needed the rain out here. It was definitely, it's been a little dry out here in North Carolina. Not a drought, but it's probably been several weeks since we last saw any kind of rain. Significant rain, more than like a drop or two. So Tranquil, when you were married, your husband had pit bulls. Yeah, pit bulls. They have I think they have a definitely a bad reputation. Um, I think it all depends, like a lot of things, just how they're raised and how they're brought up. But I think they definitely have a bad reputation. But you know, I can't really think of many cat breeds that necessarily have that kind of reputation that pit bulls on the dog side have. Certain well, calicos can be a little nutty, but that's not a breed. But it's just interesting. But if you do need any cat advice, let me know. Because I know it's going to be a little bit more rainy today, I am going to play, if I can play this with one hand, one hand with the camera and one hand with a pen and a paper. I think I can. Play a little, just for a few moments, a little hangman. So I know everybody knows how to play hangman. At least I'm pretty sure everybody knows how to play hangman. But what's going to be different here, though, all of the words are going to be cat related. Okay? And we'll see how this goes. Because right now everybody is just kind of sleeping. And I'll get back to the kitties in a second. But I did want to do so. Oh, hi, Rosemary. Are you awake? Are you awake, honey? Yeah, you a good girl? I know, you're sneezy. All of our kitties are a little sneezy. They all got like a little bit of allergies or something. That's a big yawn, honey. Rolling through these cats at the moment. Tranquil, your calico cat never got used to being inside. She was always trying to escape. You want a pen? 351 Cleveland. Your black female cat will kill anything that moves. That's why I haven't gotten back into chickens yet. Okay, so 351. You live out in a farm, then? Tranquil, you don't know how to play hangman? Really? Alright, so let me explain this. Hello there, Jay. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name, but I'm glad that you're back. Welcome, if this is your first time in here, or if it's not, welcome. I can't remember your name if you've been here before, but hello. You are looking at one of the 9 kitties that we have. I hope you are doing well today. And just looking at the poll. So again, if you are in here and if you need any kind of kitty advice, let me know in the chat. Yeah. Okay. So like I said, I'm gonna do a little hangman here, just to do a little something different, just for a few minutes. Hello there, Bailey. So Tranquil. Yep, absolutely, you can play hangman. So this is all going to be cat related, though. So these are going to be cat related. So Tranquil, how you play hangman is I think of a word, and then you, as chat, you have to guess what that word might be. This particular word is going to have 4 letters, okay? It's cat related, and it's going to be having 4 letters. Now, if you get a letter correct, then I will fill it in one of these empty spots. These are each is representing a letter. Okay, so 4 letters. Now, if you get it wrong, then I start to fill out a hangman. You have the neck, you have the head, you have legs, arms, and a face. Okay. So as it goes along, you'll see. So if anybody wants to take a guess on a letter of what this would be, remember these are all cat-related words. So anybody want to take a guess on a letter? And we might do a couple of these, and then I'll go and show some other kitties. So anybody have a guess on what one of these letters might be on here? And while y'all are waiting or taking a guess, I'll pan back over to Rosemary for a moment, and I'll wait until somebody has a guess on the letter. But it's a 4-letter word, and all of these, they're all cat related. But we'll go back to Rosemary for a moment. A, okay, Tranquil. I gotta, of course, remember the word. Okay, so Tranquil, that is a word that's in there, or a letter that's in there. So it's something A, something something. And yes, wife, I will spell correctly, hopefully. And then I'll pan back over to that in a second. What's up, Rosie? You're a good girl. So far on our hangman game, that's all cat-related words. We have something, A, something, something. If anybody wants to take a next stab at another letter, then go ahead and put it in the chat. Here, honey. You know you like your little catnip. And of course, if you do pop in here, and if you do ask, or if you do answer the poll question, if you need any cat advice, just put it in the chat. Not yet, Tranquil, because so far you've gotten one thing correct, so no hints yet. If we start to fill the body up here, then I'll start to give hints, but not yet. So C is incorrect, so I'm going to put C down here, because there's no C in this, and we're going to draw a head. So C is not one of the letters, and we have a head up there. Panning back over to Rosemary, who's just sleeping with her little catnip mouse. If chat is incorrect, like maybe 1 or 2 more times, then I'll give a hint. But so far, I will not give any kind of hints yet. Hello there, Alan. Hope you're doing well. B. Okay, so B is not correct either. So now we have a neck. So far we have something A, something something. C is not a letter, and B is not a letter. And we have a head, and we have a neck. And remember, it's cat related. So if anybody wants to take a guess at another letter, have at it. And then if it's another incorrect letter, then I will give a hint on the next time. As Rosemary just sleeps away. Around Tranquil. Alan, is it raining up where you're at? Up in, I think New York it is. Can I buy letter E? Let's see. So you're saying E. So Alan, unfortunately, E is not a letter either. So we have a leg. This is going to be a very short person. So there is no E. So let me give you a clue. The clue to this, it is cat related, but not every single cat has one. That's probably too good of a clue, but not every cat has one, and that's your clue. That should be good enough, I would think. And I'll pan this over for a second. So far, C, B, and E are all gone. It's something A, something, something. And we have a T. Okay, so here's a T. So we have TA, something, something. He said these are pretty easy, I think, so far. Back over to Rosemary again. She's just hanging out with us, sleeping with her little catnip, little mousey. All right, so yes, it is tail. My wife is in here, so if you all want to say hello, that's Catherine Holmes. It's up to you. She's not very friendly. No, I'm just kidding. She's sometimes she's in these chats and sometimes she's not. So we're gonna do another one, and remember, this is cat related. These are all going to be cat related, but good job on tail. Let's go with this. Just give me a second. Yes, those tailless kitties are interesting. Tranquil, Manx mostly, the breed. There are other, obviously, situations where a cat has an amputated tail, where they don't have one, but Manx are the main breed, where they don't have any kitties. They don't have any kitties. They don't have any tails. Excuse me. Let's see. Okay, here's the next one. It's just 4 letters. So when anybody wants to start it up, go ahead, take your guess. 4 letters, and it's cat related again. I'll swing back over to Rosemary, who's just snug as a bug at the moment. All right, Alan is saying A. Get my pen. So A is down here, and now we have a head. So A is not a letter. It's not A. Hopefully everybody's had a good weekend so far. Like let me kind of spy over here, see what's going on. I'll kind of be like Rosemary on occasion. We have an Amazon truck pulling into our driveway, I think just to pull the other way. Yep, they're just going back the other way. Okay, so let's see. So Alan says O. All right, so O. It is not O. Tranquil says C. It is not a C. There's no C in here either. But we do have AOC for those that are into politics, ironically. That's my one politic comment of this live stream. Back over to Rosemary again, who's getting a little bit more comfortable. If we have one more wrong guess, then I will give a clue again. Yeah, I beat you to that, Alan, with that comment there on those letters. So something, just 4 letters, doesn't have an A, it doesn't have an O, and doesn't have a C. E, nope. And now we have another leg over here. I'm not going to do a hint yet, because I think if I do a hint, it's going to be obvious. So I'm not going to do a hint yet. But no A, no O, no C, no E. You guys got a head, a neck, and 2 legs so far. Back over to Rosie again. L. Okay, there's no L either. So there's an arm going on over there now. Not sure if you guys are going to make this one. I'll be nice though, and we'll have a face too. So we'll have 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth to give you a little extra guessing. That's an eye. So unfortunately, Alan, nope, no eye. Nothing yet. An S. Okay, we got one eyeball up here. And we're like spelling out some kind of code word here. Iceolus. Oceolus. Something. Back over with Rosemary again, who's just hanging out. All right, I'll give my clue. It comforts. It comforts. That's my clue. I don't think that's too obvious. It's kind of vague, but it comforts. All right, so we got a P. Okay, so that's what we got so far. P. P blank blank blank. Yeah, and Alan with the win. Purr. All right, good job. All right, I'm going to do one more of these because this is not easy to do, to have a cell phone in one hand and to try to write things in another hand. I don't have that much talent, for sure. All right, let me think of a word. I'm going to pan over to Rosemary because Rosemary's cutely sleeping. And again, cat related. These are always going to be cat related. Let me see. What could be something good here? Okay. This one is pretty simple. I hope. All right. Hello there, Joe. Hope you're doing well, Joe. Joe, we're doing a little bit of hangman. I don't think they call it hangman anymore. I don't know what they call it nowadays, but doing hangman. Hello there, Zed. Hope you're doing well also. And again, those who come in, and if you've happened to answer yes, you need cat advice, please let me know in the chat, and I will see what I can do for you. I think I can help you out, but I won't know unless you ask first. So little hangman, this is just 3 letters, and it's, let me get this up here, it's all cat related. All right, I'm going to come back over here, swing back over to Rosemary. How's the weather, Zed? And how's the weather, Joe, where you're at? Joe, I think you're over in the UK, right, if I'm remembering correctly. Zed, I'm assuming you're in the United States, but honestly, I don't know for sure. And just seeing how the weather is where you live. And then when anybody wants to take a guess on our little cat-related hangman game, we got 3 letters. It can be a lot of things with just 3 letters, but... And then after this, I'm going to go and showcase the kitties a little bit, because I know that's what everybody wants to see. Just with these lives, every so often, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Cloudy and miserable. Joe, isn't the UK, if you do live in the UK, which I think you do, isn't it always like that? I've always heard cloudy and miserable. Zed, you're in Tennessee, so you're kind of a neighbor to us out here in NC, and it's hot and muggy. Yeah, it's not too bad hot. I mean, it's not hot really out here in muggy. We've had some rain, so it's kind of cooled things off. A couple days ago, they were like in the 90s, though, so I can definitely feel that. Summertime is coming quickly. Okay, just checking that poll. Okay. All right, so does anybody want to take a guess over here? Just 3 letters, cat related, 3 letters. Joe, usually it's cold and wet in the UK. Joe, we were close to the UK, me and my wife, when we went on our honeymoon. We honeymooned out in Ireland. So very close to the UK. Rosie here couldn't have a care in the world right now. Hi, I know. I just wanted to pet you a little bit. All right, Tranquil, you're going to start us off with a P. Okay, so here's the P. So it is not, there's no P on this one. So we got a head. Joe, you can see the Irish Sea from your window. That's very cool. You must live like on the coast. Alan, you did. So we're going to do one more of these. Remember, it's cat related, and it's just 3 letters this time. Tranquil said P, but there's no P in this particular word, but it's just 3 letters. Yeah, Joe, when you do a video, and you might have already done this in previous videos before, I'd love to see your kind of like see that view that you're talking about. So E is going up here. So nope, there is no E. So now we have a long neck. This is a long guy or girl. There's a long person. Hello there, Icon. Hope you're doing well today. Icon, we're doing a little bit of hangman. So we're spelling out the word P apparently, but it is not a letter. So we're gonna give our little person an arm now. Icon, this is a cat-related hangman, so this is just a 3-letter word. We're trying to figure out, and this will be the last one, and then I'll show some other kitties. Hello there, Raph. Hope you're doing well also today. Thanks for popping in. Hope you're doing well. Hope Alice and Pearl Jam are doing well also. And again, if anybody voted yes on they need some cat advice, just let me know in the chat, and I will help the best that I can. Those that are interested in our cat-related hangman, we are trying to figure out this 3-letter word. So far, Chad has guessed P, E, and A. We've gotten a P, but we're not correct so far. So an I, nope. Giving this guy another arm. So that's what we got so far. We're spelling out a different word. Back over to Rosie. And once we're done with this particular one, I'm going to come out of Rosemary's room and we're going to kind of check out on the other ones. And we'll probably go out to the screen porch, even though it's a little wet outside. But I think some of the kitties will want to be out there. But just hanging with Rosemary in her room. Rosemary's, I think the last time I was on here yesterday or the day before, I said she wasn't eating as well, but as you can see, this was her lunch, and well, there's no food on in that bowl, so it seems like she's gotten her appetite back, which is good. Hopefully everybody's kitties are doing well. Alice Pearl Jam, Jack and Bob, the 3 kitties, 351 Cleveland, if you're still on here. Hopefully everybody is doing well kitty-wise. T. All right, so nope. No, actually, wait a minute. Nope. Okay, so we have a T. So T something something. And remember, it's cat-related. I think that might be enough to answer this one, but we'll see. Oh, Rosemary, she doesn't care, though. She doesn't care at all. Yes, Tranquil, it is good. I completely agree with Rosemary. Pandora, though, who I'll get to in a little bit, once we come out of this room. Oh, you heard me? Yeah, I think I did say. Yeah, Zed, you got it right. And I think I slipped when Alan said the T. I think I briefly said toy very, very quietly, but not quietly enough. So, yeah, that's toy. That's a horrible Y. All right, I'm gonna head out of this room. Your prize is I don't know, cat related stuff. It's not really much of a prize, I know. I'm sorry. All right, Rosie, we might be back. All right. Let's go see what's going on with the other kitties. first see if anybody... Oh, yep. Always doing a little tour here. Alright. Does anybody know who this kitty is? Those who are regular, who are those who check out the videos or shorts, especially with this channel, short stuff, should know who this kitty is. But I'm just interested to know if folks know the name of this kitty. This orange tabby. Who's lazy right now. Because it's sleepy time for everybody around this house. Hello there, Joel and Spike. Hope you're doing well. Yep, Tranquil, you got it. This is Tang. As some of you know, as some of you don't know, Tang is about 3. Tang is a sibling of Tiny. Tang and Tiny were in the same foster group that we fostered a couple years ago. There were 5 altogether. And we wound up taking on Tang and Tiny. One of the interesting things about Tang, let me see if I can show you. He's got, you're okay, you go okay. He's got some long, showed it a little bit there. He's got some long fangs. Long fangs. Hi. I am not amused by what you just did. I know. You go boy. All right. That's Tang, the orange floof. Joel taking it one day at a time, I hear you. I'm taking these live streams one day at a time also. We'll see if I can make it day by day by day. I think I can, because these 1 hours are pretty, they're pretty neat actually. I kind of like the engagement with them. And it's only for 1 hour, so I like it. Joel and Spike, I'll have to check that. I have not. I have not. How about this kitty? Does anybody know who this is? Besides just being a nutty calico? Do we know this one's name? Tranquil, you might, since you guessed Tang correctly, and Joe, you also were correct on it being Tang. Couple of fun facts about big yawn. About calicos are, they are primarily like 99% female. Something to do with their genes. They always turn out to be female. Very rare you're going to find a male calico. They do exist, but not very often. They're also nuts. Most of them are a bit psychotic. And this one definitely fits the bill because she is a little nutty too. Yep, Tranquil, you are correct again. This is the baby, or just baby. But most of the time we call her the baby, for whatever reason. But she's nutty. And yes, like my wife is saying in the chat, she is named after a nut. Her name in the veterinarian world, when we go to the animal hospitals, to her vet, is Almond. And she definitely is nutty. Good boy, baby. But she's 13, and she's a good girl, for the most part. All right, coming around. Let me come over here. Oh. How about this one? Get this bottle out of the way. Does anybody know who this is? This sweet tabby. Black and gold tabby. Unusual name for a not name, but an unusual tabby breed is black and gold. Not very common. She's an older one. She's got a medical condition. We weighed her just yesterday, and she's still 13 pounds. So she is doing well for her age. I'm glad, Joel, that you're doing some AI stuff and some premieres. That's good. Always good to keep busy. Hopefully those are all doing well. Raph, nope. This is not Rosemary. Joe, yes, you are correct. This is Zelda. We were in with Rosemary in her room because she has to be separate from the other kitties because she does not get along well with kitties, but she basically has her own condo, essentially. But yes, this is Zelda, our 19-year-old oldest one of the bunch, diabetic kitty. I'm going to try and show this one, but I can't because I got to try to flip it horizontally, so I can kind of show you. Here we go. Here we go. Hi. So that was Zelda. Do we know the name of this one? One of 3 tuxedos that we have. 2 of our tuxedos are boys. The other one is a girl. He doesn't look too pleased that I've found him. Hi, boy. I know, you're hiding under there. Nope, it's not Baby. We saw Baby a little bit ago. She was that calico. And it's not Tiny, Tranquil, even though Tiny is a tuxedo also. She is our female tuxedo. She is the brother of Tang. And I know having 9, it is a lot. Sometimes even we confuse who's who, because you have so many. It's like, who is this cat again? Oh, that's right, that's X. I know, boy. Nope, it's not Kit. You're showing off those fangs, though. Yeah, yeah, no worries on that, Tranquil. Like I said, with 9 cats, we sometimes get our names confused. We're like trying to say one name and something else comes out, so completely understand that. That's, and I'm still trying to work on all of your kitties' names. I always can get a couple, but then I get lost. Obviously, there's Miracle, there's Tuxie, there's Udo, Aphasia, and then I completely lose track after that because you have such unique names. So, but this handsome little devil, this good little boy is Max. Oh, Whiskers Maximus. He's got a strong name, but he's a coward. He used to be brave before before Yoda came along, and Yoda, I don't know, turned him into a coward. Alright, Maximus. I'm gonna let you be. Okay. I'm gonna try to... Oh, hi, baby. It is Alicia. I'm horrible at names, Tranquil, so I'm gonna butcher that. So, making our way downstairs. The wife is running from the camera.
I don't believe in cameras.
She doesn't believe in cameras, she says. Maybe one day. So here we have an unhappy looking grumpy kitty. This is Tang's sister. So this one is Tiny. Kind of looks like Yoda a little bit, who I'll pan over to over there. It's a rainy day, so most of these kitties are very lazy today. They're not doing too much. But this is Tiny. Tiny's not much of a chin cat. Tiny doesn't really have much of a neck. But Tiny's got a big belly. She's got a little jiggle. She's offended by her jiggle. And then, like I was saying a second ago, so Tuxie, Biaco, Miracle, Serena, Solicia, Mysteria, Haven, Effany, and I can't say that last one. I got some of them, Tranquil. Yoda. And then the one we are worried about still, I was telling recently in some posts and in some chats about Pandora here and her medical condition. And oh, she had a big yawn. And she is recently, because she gets her thyroid treatment in about a week now, her I-131 treatment. One of the things you have to do is you have to take them off of their thyroid medication. So she's been off her thyroid medication now for a couple of days, and hopefully, her thyroid won't get too out of whack without being on her medication. So outside cats is Ito, GT, Nor, and Little Nor. Okay, cool, Tranquil. So that's Pandora. We've been having to syringe feed her a little bit and feed her just some more like fattening food just to get her weight up a little bit. We weighed her, I think it was yesterday, and she was back down to about 7.5 pounds. So her weight is fluctuating kind of up and down a little bit. We need to try to get her up to about 8 pounds or so, 9 pounds realistically. But just one of those things. The weight's always coming up and down. But she's a good girl overall. All right, let me see if anybody wants to go outside. And I don't know where Kit is. Kit is the only one that hasn't been on camera today during this live. Come on, kitties. It is a bit rainy. Well, not right now. It's not raining. You can see over here our neighbors. They are planting some. I think they have like watermelon and tomatoes and some other things. So out here, kind of like in a country setting, you can pretty much not do anything you want in your backyard, but you can do a lot of stuff. So it's just a backyard shot. It's pretty serene, I think. It's very quiet for the most part out here. So country living. And then yes, here's the other one, the last one that I didn't see originally, but that's Kit over there. She's stretching. So we'll see as a few kitties as they start to come out, hopefully. But she, along with almost everybody else, she's got a little bit of a sneeze, a little bit of a watery eye. Yeah, now, one thing, when it rains really heavy here, the way they graded this property is you can kind of see it. Well, I'm too close to the screen, but you can kind of see the water there, and then I'm going to kind of pan around and you can kind of see the water. So when it's really raining heavy, we have a kind of like water that goes around, and it just kind of forms like a moat almost, not completely around the house, but they had to do that with drainage concerns. Tranquil, I can do anything I want as long as it's legal. It's pretty close to here too, Tranquil. We are in an HOA. I mean, HOAs sometimes are not great, but our HOA is very lax for the most part. You can get away with a lot of stuff, it seems like. So I completely agree. If it's something illegal, you keep your mouth shut. I understand. Hi, baby. But yeah, so what I was saying, with these lives, these shorter lives, is the time goes by so quickly. I mean, it's already been 45 minutes, and this is only for an hour. So I do like these quite a bit, and I like, gonna have some interaction with fellow cat lovers, cat parents, cat friends, so forth. And you know, um, I just kind of like it. Uh, I know as I do more and more, eventually it'll get out more and more, and then I'll have some new people come in, and those who are not new to the channel, then maybe they can ask some questions and stuff like that. And those that have been around for a while, I mean, we can always talk about cats also, too. So it kind of replaces that whole Sunday cat showcase, but now it's just every day. So and here's the thing too, is like 100%, let's being honest, if you see me live and if you want to pop in, great, awesome, always feel free to. But just if you don't want to, then that's perfectly fine also. I completely understand that too. But I'll be live every day. I probably eventually will, and I'm just kind of panning around the cats here so y'all can just watch them and hear me babble on for a few minutes. You can always have the volume off so you don't have to hear me. I'm just kidding. Or am I? But anyways, what was I saying? So eventually I'll probably have more like of a set schedule for these, especially during the week. I don't know what yet. Oh, where you going, Yoda? He's testing out that screen. Is he getting his... No, okay, I was going to say, is he getting his paw stuck? But no, he's not. So what I was saying was eventually I might have like a set time, just for consistency. But I haven't gotten there yet. What are you interested in, Yoda? Yoda is such a troublemaker. There's one in every group, isn't there? Yoda. 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 Now, like I was saying, almost all of our cats have been a little under the weather. Either through sneezing or through having watery eyes. Yoda, though, his voice when he meows, because he's a big meower, he meows all the time. Hello there, John. Thanks for popping in there. Hope you're doing well. What was I saying? His voice has just been like a little off. Sometimes when you have like a sore throat or when you have maybe like a touch of laryngitis, you don't sound like your voice isn't as strong. So his meow hasn't been quite as strong. Yeah, so Tranquil, a schedule would be great. I agree. And I think over time I will develop a schedule, especially like Monday through Friday. I'm thinking, it'd either be like 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, like one of those chunk of hours. I don't know what yet. I'll have to figure that out. And then the weekends, you know, um, maybe since I used to do lives on Sundays at 4 to 6, I'm not going to do 2 hours, but maybe just 4 to 5. Maybe I just have that set schedule, 4 to 5 on Sunday, and maybe the same with Saturday, just so it's known. And then, if people are interested in popping in, they'll know what time it is. So, maybe something like that. But just kind of hanging out. Joel, your voice is off today. Yeah. A little laryngitis or a little allergy related, you think? Probably will do some of these lives. I probably won't talk as much. I mean, even though I can talk the whole time, I probably won't talk as much. I will just kind of let the cats kind of just be cats and just kind of show them. And I think something that would be cool is I could find some sound, but I got to be careful with music/sound because YouTube is like very strict when it comes to sounds, right? Everybody knows this. So I'd have to use something, like through like epidemic sound or something, something that I know is not going to be an issue, and just kind of let it play. I have to figure out how to do that exactly, though. Maybe I could play that through my phone and have the video. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. But that's the thought. John, hopefully all of your kitties are doing well. Again, belated birthday to you and to Itsy and Bitsy, who turned 5, and you turned 65. So, again, just a happy belated birthday. John, I also wanted to say today was my mom's birthday. I wished her a happy birthday starting this live about 50 minutes ago. So, she turned, if memory serves correctly, she is 70 today. I have an old mom, and my dad passed away a while ago, but he was an older, had an older father too. He was like 40 when I was born. Here's Tang. He's just saying, what's going on, folks? Yeah, none of the cats like it when it's raining. They're like, where's the sun? Hey, goofball. I'll try to pan slowly too. I know sometimes, like watching these vertical lives, you can get a little motion sickness, or it can kind of slap around like real quickly like that, and I'm going to try not to do that. Just really quickly too, just I'll take like 30 seconds on this. With my other channel, my Speaking Meow channel, I haven't like forgotten about that channel. So those that are subscribed to that channel and with that content, because that content is slightly different than the content here, I do plan on getting a video out probably sometime next week. I'm slowly trying to get used to doing what I need to do on this channel, and then incorporating that channel too. So that's it. Definitely raining a little bit more now. I'm gonna stop talking and see. Can you hear the rain? Let me know. Yeah, y'all can hear the rain? Awesome. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I know a lot of people just like that natural rain sound, so I'll just kind of stop. I won't talk as much here during this time. Hi, Judy. Judy, we are just listening to some rain sounds. I almost feel like I'm in a NPP live right now with her rain sounds out in California. Yes, Judy, we are getting rain. Like I said, I'm not going to talk as much. Hopefully you can hear that rain a little bit. Yeah, got some rain, got some birds. Kind of zoom in real quickly. Yoda, who's inside, he's like, I don't want anything to do with that rain. Yeah, John, it rained not all day yesterday here, but it did rain for a good portion of the day, and the same with us. We definitely need some rain here. It's been pretty dry the last 6 weeks, I would say. Hi, baby. kind of panning around. One thing I didn't know before I did this live today is apparently you can schedule these lives, I guess, like just kind of like a normal live, like through StreamYard or through YouTube or whatever. And I didn't know that you could schedule mobile lives, but you can, so it's kind of neat. I just schedule these in advance. I just think it's kind of helpful. So, anyways, a few minutes left here. I appreciate, everybody popping in who popped in, just to kind of hang out with me and Rosemary for a little bit up there. John, Yoda's plotting. Yoda's always plotting something. How to get into trouble, basically, is what he's plotting. How he can maximize his trouble, essentially. Yeah, so a couple minutes I'm going to end this. About 3 minutes or so I'm going to end this. I will, maybe I'll have a schedule for these set this week just to kind of see how it goes. Maybe I'll do them like each week, each weekday this upcoming week at like 6 to 7, or 7 to 8, or 8 to 9. I'm not sure, but I'll figure that out in due time. But in the meantime, I do appreciate everybody popping in here. Let me see what you're asking there. Adam, did you set up specifically for a vertical live? It doesn't seem to be on the shelf. Yes, Raph, this is a vertical live. I didn't particularly set it up here, but I did do that. Now, what do you mean by it doesn't seem to be on the shelf, though? I'm not sure. Like, what do you mean by that? I'll wait for your response before I end this live in a couple minutes. The chat usually ends up on the screen. Well, the chat's on my screen. Is that what you mean, Raph? So, like, with right now, with what I'm looking at, so for me, like, I see the shot that I'm doing right now with Tang, but then on the screen, I can, what am I trying to say? I can see the chat. The chat usually ends up on the screen, and I can't scroll up. Maybe, I think people were complaining about that, weren't they, at one point in time, Raph? And others, weren't people, like, complaining when they were, like, scrolling through the chat trying to go up? They scrolled themselves out of the live that they were in, and they went into another person's live accidentally. I think, but I'm not sure about that, but I think that was the case. I think I remember hearing that or seeing that or reading that from others. So maybe it's fixed. I'm not sure. Yeah, if you scroll up too hard, you get into another live. That should be the shelf. Yeah, I mean, Raph, maybe, I don't know, maybe they fixed that issue. I don't know. I do know, though, that, like, the last time I did a live, I know it got to more people because there was about, I think, 150 views on it. So when I end this live, it'll be interesting, just to, like, for my own information, I guess, to see if that is the case. But I think probably this was sent out to more people also. But I don't know for sure. You know, and I think also, just very quickly, because I'm pushing into my hour here. I think I'm not always gonna have vertical lives. Sometimes they might be, and I'll try to do it. It probably won't let me. Yeah, it's not gonna let me. But I'm gonna eventually, I'll do some, like, horizontal lives too, because I know sometimes it's easier to see things, like, kind of that way, right, compared to vertical. But anyways, I appreciate everybody's time here. I hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. Thanks for stopping by. Have a wonderful night. Let me make sure that I have everybody here.
John, Judy, Tranquil, Raph. Just kind of scrolling up because my memory is terrible. Alan, if you're still on here. Joel, if you're still on here. Icon, if you're still on here. Joe, if you're still on here. I think that's everybody that I can. Zed, if you're still on here. Anyways, I appreciate y'all. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Have a good one. Have a good night. Hug a kitty. God bless. Take care. And I'll be back on tomorrow. I don't know when. I might put out a community announcement, a community post like in the morning to say, hey, I'm gonna be on at 7 to 8 or something. But I'll let everybody know. But anyways, take care. God bless. Bye bye. Say bye, kid. He says bye, people. All right, time to end this.